Steve from SewingGold.com, and we're going to show you how to put a right angle binder on a walking foot machine. The first thing we need to do is take the parts off of our machine. So this is the right angle binder set right there. Okay. We're going to take our bobbin case out, and we're going to start by removing the middle presser foot. I'm sorry, not the middle, the outside presser foot. Now we've loosened some of these screws ahead of time to make this a little faster. Make sure you got a nice long screwdriver with a little thin end. Feed dog screws are not easy to take out because they're on an angle, or the screwdriver is on an angle. Very hard to show. Alright, so now we're ready to put the feed dog on. So I'm going to show you once Jose has that feed dog on, just the way it's set. The feed dog is the main thing we're going to have to adjust. Okay, so we have the feed dog on now, and if you're looking at the feed right now, taking a look there, as you can see, compared to the other feed dog, this one's not lining up properly. Okay, so now we have to actually move the feed dog. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to tilt the machine back. Now most of the walking foots you're going to see have the same adjustment on how to move the feed dog forward and back. Okay, we're going to loosen those two screws. Okay, so now by hand you should be able to move that feed dog forward or backwards. And make sure it's centered in that oval hole. Alright, so once you get that like that, what are you going to do? You got to loosen it a little bit?
Center. Yeah, it moves that way.
Oh, okay, so it moved a little bit sideways also. So, let me zoom in on this. Hold on one second. You see how it's off to the side a little bit, so we got to make sure also that it's centered that way. So Jose's just tapping that over a little tiny bit.
So just tie it.
Okay, so after you get that centered, tighten it. That's the main adjustment that you're going to have to do. And then basically you're going to put the attachment on now. And then just put the two screws on. Alright, so we're going to screw those, the two screws that you took off for your plate. We're going to screw those on.
If this doesn't let you tie it, that's why you gotta lose this, so you can move it.
Got it. Okay, so all right, Jose, can you point at the part that the screw that you're talking about? All right, so if you can't get that screw in to the, can you point at it? Okay, so if you can't get the screw in that hole, what are you gonna have to loosen, Jose?
The big one.
The big screw has to be loosened then,
You can move it.
and then you can move the binder. And so now that that foot that's out of the way, it'll probably be a little easier to put the middle presser foot back on too. So you're sliding that middle pressure foot as high as possible. And then you're going to want to make sure that it's centered also. So you're going to want to move the needle up and down and make sure that it's in between there. Okay, and then tighten that back screw. Now when you tighten that back screw, it may move a little bit, so just carefully tighten it at first and then tighten it a little more. See how Jose is actually holding the foot so it won't spin. Now he's going to put the back pressure foot on. Basically, the stuff that we're doing now, I mean, you pretty much know because you've taken off your foot. So unfortunately, you know, there's not a lot of space for me to show you while Jose's screwing things in because his hands are in the way for the most part for most of the time. So that's it together, and then once you put that back, just make sure that the binder is almost touching the outside foot.
Like that.
And then tighten the binder back up.
So you can see.
Sorry. Unfortunately, it's one of the harder videos for us to make because I'm just getting in there. It's a little hard for me to show. Okay, so that's the binder fully assembled on there. Okay, so there's your binder. This is what it's going to look like after. This is the binding that we sewed with it. So basically it feeds through there. If you need a lesson on it, just give us a call, 888-505-4565. Hopefully this is showing you how to put the binder on. The main thing is adjusting that feed dog, so actually putting it on is pretty easy. It's just the adjustment of the feed dog back and forth and side to side just slightly. Okay, thank you.